Is guacamole a fruit salad?
What is the best milkshake for bringing boys to the yard?
Ostriches are dinosaurs.
Don't piss off old people. New game.
What do you mean it gives you Arby's mouth?
Artisanal muck duck balls.
I think they call that autofellatio.
I want to high five a shark.
Welcome to Bar Banter. Relax, have a drink with us as we debate the most controversial topics in the world today.
On today's podcast, we talk about Happy Thanksgiving, everyone. Which two sports would be best to merge together? Which non-domesticated animal would make the best pet if domesticated? And lastly, we come up with niche OnlyFans ideas. But first, the man who recently confessed their love to their boss by taking out an ad in the local newspaper. Andrew Mullis, what are you drinking?
I am drinking a red ale that is also a sour. It's called Rodenbach, and it's one of my absolute favorites. I saw it in the store the other day, and I had to have it. So that's what I'm drinking. Richard Mattison, what are you drinking?
I am having a Scofflaw Dirty Beaches.
That's your favorite. Is those beaches?
I do love the Dirty Beaches. Also, one of my favorite jokes for a while. I was like, "Do you mean beaches or beaches?" And it sustained me. It made me warm inside.
Slayed every time.
Travis, I see the potential top of your wonderful whiskey bottle there. What are you drinking?
This is the one I had last week, but Drew wasn't here. This is the Henry Derringer whiskey. I'm a sucker for a bottle. It was at Costco, and I saw it, and I was like, this looks dope. I'm going to buy it. It's okay. It's like a solid B-. It's drinkable. It's
not dope, but the bottle's dope.
I enjoy the whiskey in moderation, as you should with every alcohol.
Wow. Well done.
There's my plug.
Well done.
I've also heard that you should play sports in moderation because you might injure yourself.
I've never heard that.
That doesn't even work. Like that doesn't even for yours. That's bad even for your standard.
It popped in my head and I rolled with it.
I mean, that's fair.
I don't have a lot of time to come.
It would have been better if it popped in your hands
place
and rolled with it because you were combining two sports. But you know,
no, I don't want to do that. That sounds like a dangerous sport, like drinking.
Speaking of popping it in and rolling with it,
guys.
No.
No,
I want
guys.
the niche OnlyFans idea right now.
No, that's
actually it was for my sports one.
Yeah, it was for this.
I just knew it would work for both.
Drew's gonna have the same answer for everything tonight.
Yep.
Guys, I want to know. I think today's sports are getting a little boring, and I think we need to make them better by combining some of them together to make a new sport. And I want to go ahead and rule out the Fosse sport that we came up with back in college and or high school. I don't remember. Basically, Frisbee soccer. Not going to count. We've talked about it on the podcast before. I want something new. I want something that's never been done before. Let me hear it.
Well, instead of combining Frisbee with soccer, I want to combine soccer with Frisbee. And we're gonna call it Sofray. No.
You ass.
Actually, so I was, I started there and I was like, it's been done, but I want to combine football and basketball.
Okay.
And I want it to be played on a basketball court. Essentially, I still want like the idea of basketball to be happening, but instead you tackle, and not rugby where like you can roll it backwards. If you get tackled, you have to stop, you huddle up or not, run a new play. And
full contact basketball.
But if you get tackled, you have to stop and then hike the ball from scrimmage. Everyone get lined up and then you keep going until either you score the basket or you get tackled again. I just think that would be enjoyable to watch for me. Maybe not for a season. I'm
struggling with this a little bit because
ESPN the Ocho.
I just want to see it happen.
Just one day a year.
I feel like you would first of all have to expand the court. Right, it could be on a basketball court.
Why? Why do you have to?
Well, because I feel like you just get the ball to where you want to get to, basically, and then someone tackles you under the basket, and now you can just, my play is just to dunk it into the basket. which you
And
could do anyway. But
How is
like,
that different from like a QB sneak on the 1 yard line? Like,
well, because it's like the basketball court's only like 30 yards or whatever it is. So I get the ball, I throw it, someone catches it, they get tackled. Oh, look, it's now an easy layup. So that would just be what they just bomb it every single play. They get tackled, they huddle up, and then they just 2 points.
maybe but how is that much different than basketball anyways?
That's what I'm saying. I think you just need to extend the court by like 20 yards. Like just so you have to
lengthwise. Okay. All right.
Yeah, lengthwise. Yeah. Just so you have to like, you can't just huck it to the other side in one play
All right.
and intentionally get tackled, like take a knee.
I'm not mad. Well, so like if you were to get tackled, like you couldn't shoot off the hike, right? Like you would have to hike the ball and then shoot.
Right. But if you're like
So-
the defense is already up against the basketball, the basket, the foul, the boundary.
Yeah.
And so you hike it, and now it's basically like a free throw because they can't get past you, I assume. Right.
I don't know. Well, we'd have to workshop with that.
That's what I'm asking.
Mhm.
Let's
that's
workshop
fair.
it.
I don't know. Like to me, I would much rather not expand the court. So like, let's say I'm without a whiteboard to draw this on, like potentially maybe it's not like the straight line of scrimmage, like football, like maybe like one, and maybe line of scrimmage isn't real, right? Maybe there's just like a little, like you have like the tip off circle around or
Mhm.
something, like the half circle. And then that's the only thing you can't
That's a good
but
idea,
you
though.
can 360 around, kind of like a tip off, essentially, where the defense can go anywhere, offense can go anywhere. You just have to hike it, or do your pass in from the sideline, but you're doing it from on the court. Maybe not necessarily like a football hike, but
What about this? What about this?
That's really
What if when you get tackled, it's and I don't know the exact situation, but like essentially if you get within we'll call it the red zone. If you get tackled within the red zone, it is a jump ball. That way it's like, oh no, now it's anyone's ball. Like you could get it back, or you could give it over, and that way it deters people from bombing it to the red zone every single play.
we would have to. I don't love that initially coming out.
Right.
It's
basically an offsides in hockey, but with a jump ball.
Right. But long term, I'm not opposed to the idea. Essentially,
Okay.
I would have to see this game in flight, see what rules degenerates like myself would come up with to try and exploit the rules of the game, and be like, all right.
How are you handling players' injuries when being tackled onto a hard wooden surface?
fuck them.
Expand the rosters to 55 people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. At that point, if your starting lineup is injured enough, you pull from the fans, and then the points are doubled from the average
Dope.
person.
Raffle system.
That's pretty great. I like that. I wanted to improve on a sport, and I think baseball has done a really good job of improving itself over the last year. They added a pitch clock. They made the bases bigger. You can only throw to first base with a runner on 3 times. Sped up the game, added more runs. I'm here for all of that. I think we can make it even a little bit better. What if instead of a diamond, it was like a roller derby rink?
Ooh.
And you had to put on skates, and you had to just like skate around, and people could actually, Rick, to your point, just like knock the shit out of you as you're running around, unless you're on base. If you want to skate into base, you can do that. But like if you're in the base path, you can get knocked the fuck out. I don't know how difficult it would be to hit a baseball. It's already really difficult to hit a baseball at the major league level. Athletes have said that might be the most difficult thing in all of sports. Don't know if that's true. I've heard that. It would only make it more difficult if you're wearing rollerblades. Like it can be easier to hit a baseball if you're wearing rollerblades. So add the rollerblades and make it rollerbladable. Is that a verb? It is now. So that's I want to combine roller derby and baseball. Drew, what you got? Or unless you guys want to poke holes, unless you guys got stuff.
My only thing for baseball is, yes, it's already hard to hit a baseball. And then think of how many hits end up in an out at first base because you can't go fast enough from
You might be able to shorten the diamond.
Shorten it a little bit.
Yeah.
That's the only part about it that I envision is harder than hitting the actual baseball is once you hit it, going from a dead stop to first base
Right.
in enough time. And I don't know. It could be faster. Who knows?
Could be fast.
If
Or you have a designated blader. So
True.
once you hit it, the guys just got to skate. It's still from a dead stop, but at least you don't have to swing with rollerblades, regain your traction, and then go.
For that to be an entertaining addition, I would need the field smaller.
Yeah, I think so too.
To make it, yeah. And maybe almost kind of like a racquetball kind of sense.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe not that smaller, but smaller to where, there's just going to be, there's chaos. It's bouncing around. There's more. And I want to see more hits between the rollers. With the current baseball setting, I feel like the hits wouldn't be as frequent as me, the casual fan, would want to see.
I'm thinking, what if you make the ball bigger and softer, so that
softball?
But softball still, you get hit by a softball, you still feel it.
Fair.
But you make it big enough in a way to where A, it doesn't go as far, and B, it encourages beaming the person on the roller skates with the ball.
Yes.
So I like that because part of roller derby is coming up and trying to tap the person from. I can't remember all the rules to roller derby.
I don't either. I just know there's contact and there's rollerblades, and that's what I went with.
So encouraging almost like a dodgeball thing where you can just tag the person or tag the base, but if you have a bigger ball and a smaller field, you have a better chance of actually just hitting the person.
I'd be down for that. I like that. But Drew, what's two sports are you going to combine?
I want to combine golf and racing.
Okay. What kind of racing?
Just
like NASCAR racing or running around a track racing?
More like Formula One.
Okay.
Because I think you're going to have to make the courses bigger.
Right.
And the golf cart paths, you're going to have to make them
I see what you're doing. Okay.
Race car thing. So basically everyone starts at a hole. You have 18 teams. And you have to make it all the way around once, but you can pass people. You have certain rules of the ball has to come to a stop. The golf cart has to come to a stop to be able to get out. You can have a driver who does the driving and one person who does the actual hitting of the ball. But it's basically a race to see who can get all 18 holes done first.
Are you allowed to soup up the golf carts? Because I'm picturing you're not using a Formula One car, but you're using golf carts.
Some sort of souped up golf cart.
Okay. Better handling, can take tighter turns. Yep.
I like the idea, but so the idea is to finish first? Is that?
Yeah.
So
and then tie comes down to lowest number of hits.
Okay. Strokes, so theoretically, I could not just have a hockey stick action with my golf and just leave it drive down the.
I feel like it's a strategy.
Okay.
If you want to go for 18 holes and 400 hits and you think you can get it done faster, but you still have to abide by the rules of the ball must come to a complete stop. And I'm sure we could put some restrictions in there.
I feel like you're coming up with a new sport versus
roller hockey the ball down the course. That would be.
That's what Rick thought. Okay,
got it. So we're still
it's golf, but fast golf. That's my one problem with golf is it just takes fucking forever. If you actually care and watch it, I more put it on to fall asleep than I do to actually care about what's going on.
I'm trying to. I don't want to say poke holes, but I'm trying to improve on it. I'm trying to yes and it basically because I feel like there's definitely a lot there, and I like the Formula One aspect, but I don't think there's other than just souped up golf carts and going faster. I don't think there's enough there. There needs to be something else, and I don't know what it is. I don't want to say booby traps or stunts, or maybe there
Red
is.
Shells.
Well, I was gonna say just a little jump you have to make, or
you can make it X Games
a little bit
style.
Maybe not necessarily X Games, but it's got to be the course. The cart path has to also be improved, right, to make it a little bit more not just cart path.
Yeah, I'm thinking like we don't
Incorporate
use
the racing into it,
existing
Right.
golf carts or golf courses. You create a golf course specific for this.
You put a golf
then-
course on a Formula
then-
One track, and
Basically.
yeah, okay, that yes, I'm on board with that. Okay, so we've got basketball and football, which Rick just came up with as he jumped onto the podcast. You've got roller derby and baseball, and you've got golf and Formula One. I like the golf and Formula One because I think with this you got to improve something, and golf needs to be improved. I thoroughly enjoy the idea of fast-paced drifting golf.
I need to defend my honor here real quick.
Go for it.
I was whilst doing my homework at the bar today,
Mm-hmm.
football and basketball was on the screen.
Oh,
And that is why I
Got
determined
it.
that. It was
Okay.
not a last minute. I didn't do my homework.
Travis is throwing shade over here.
I am a little bit, yeah.
Needs to defend my honor.
Okay,
Just
okay.
because you woke me up 5 minutes before the call happened.
I woke you up at 8:45 p.m.
Dude, I didn't know my name when the phone was ringing. And like
I get it.
this is my meal. Where I went, this is my meal. I have 10 wings, side of tots, and 3 beers. And that's specifically Blue Moons. And then I leave. That's what I have. And then yeah. Next thing I knew, I
Okay.
thought it was 8:30 in the morning. And I was like, why is Travis calling me at 8:30 in the morning?
Bro, come on. You gotta be at Debbie's for Thanksgiving.
Not 8:30 in the morning. Anyways, I digress.
All day event. There's 3 of us tonight, so just one person leaving camp kind of does it. But did anyone else have any other ideas about combining different sports that could probably make them better or just make them sillier?
I thought about combining baseball with something like you and Travis, but I wasn't trying to do too much changes. Like
Right.
when I was coming up with it, like, so that's why I was like, well, I feel like to combine baseball with something, I would have to essentially like create a new aspect of the sport. Like I was trying to take an existing sport and then just change, add one additional aspect to it.
Mm-hmm.
But so baseball was the one I thought about. There's a couple of like Olympic events that I was like, well, this would actually be kind of cool. Like but anyways, what do you have, Drew?
I had 2 that weren't really like fully formed. I couldn't find the other sport for them, but some way of making competitive hide and seek, because they have like competitive tag nowadays, which is phenomenal to watch. And then the other one was something to do with like paintball.
Okay.
Which I don't necessarily know.
I got it. I got the match. Pick me.
Travis,
Pick me.
You do? You don't.
Because I have one here on my screen. I was like, this one needs something else, and the options I came up with were not good enough. But paintball and surfing.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know exactly how it works because I know you can really only quote surf for like 2 minutes at a time, give or take.
Yeah.
It's not a long activity per wave. But if there was some way, originally I was thinking like tennis, right? Because that would be really funny to get somehow float some sort of a net and you have to surf and hit over it. That doesn't really make a lot of sense. But paintball, you got a paintball gun and a surfboard. That could be pretty funny. I'd watch that.
The only 2 I kind of thought worked with it were like some sort of downhill skiing. Like on a
surfing,
slalom
yeah.
where somebody, so yeah, that was a good one. And then like sailing was the other one.
Ooh.
So it'd be like
pirates?
Yeah, basically.
Yes. Oh my god.
We make pirates into a sport. Simulated sea combat or something like that.
The sport of pirating. Yes.
I would watch that all day.
All day.
Oh my
every
gosh.
day.
I love that so much that I'm gonna vote for that.
Almost to me too, because like the fun part about that would be like the dumb names that people had to come up with like for their boat. It would almost be like the silliness of BattleBots combined with like
I love BattleBots so much.
No, I know it's still a
BattleBots.
great
I love
show.
it.
But
I love it.
I also want to hear that interview for that. Captain Mullis, how did your team win? Well, we just kept the focus. We really put the
Really
pressure on the other team.
Concentrated fire.
Yes.
Yep. Cheese rolling and bowling. The downhill cheese.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Instead
I
of
don't know
chasing
the downhill cheese.
So I think it's in Ireland. There's an event every year where someone rolls a wheel of cheese down a hill, a very, very steep hill. And I'm not talking like just the one in your neighborhood. No, this is like a cliff, basically. And a horde of people run down the steep hill chasing after the wheel of cheese.
Mostly falling. It's
Mostly
hilarious.
falling and rolling.
You should look it up, Rick.
Hilarious.
That's actually the name of the sport. Mostly falling.
Yeah, mostly. But instead of chasing a wheel of cheese, you go individually and there's bowling pins at the bottom.
Ooh.
And you have to roll into the bowling
like that.
pins. Yeah. I would watch that too. That was my silly answer. Okay. I like it. What's the next topic? I got to remember.
David.
Segue for pets, but I have to pee first. I'm going to come back while I think of a.
No, I hope you leave it. Insert segue.
Well, I'll put that.
That's
but
the
I'm
best
gonna
one you've come up with in like 3 weeks, Travis.
Whoa, Drew, you're going to listen to it. Raul complimented me on how good we transition
Fuck is
from
this Raul
topics.
kid? Get it
Yeah,
out of
right.
here.
He was stuck it up.
He just wants to come back on the
I
podcast.
needed it. I needed it. It was so good. Anyway, I'll be right back.
I go pee.
Hey, real quick. You listening? Cool. Do me a favor. On your app, wherever you're listening to this podcast, there's a button to follow or subscribe or some sort of a notification type bell. Whatever you do, don't click them. Don't click those buttons. Don't do it. Or click it. Whatever it doesn't matter. Just fine. It's fine. Just click it. It's cool. Just do whatever you want. Preach. You know what sport really would be great to combine with
No, leave it with insert segue here. I'm
would
messing
be-
this up until we
would be falconry. Because birds, pets.
I have enough disappointment in my life.
Birds aren't real. We know
Bird.
this.
Guys, I love my dog. You guys, if you follow us on Twitter, you've seen her. She's adorable. She's a small horse. She's great. But I was thinking, like, if we could domesticate other animals, if it was possible, what would be the best animal to make into a pet?
I saw something this week that made me want to have a pet fox.
Okay, so a dog, cool.
Yeah, right. That was the thing. I was like, that's basically a dog, but it would be a cooler dog.
Cop out answer. You already have a wolf. I don't know why you need a fox. So
Look, you said someone needed to go first, so I was just starting us off. But I wouldn't say that would be
that's not the best.
the best.
Okay,
Because
you
there's
have one that's the best.
I mean, there's just like if I got a pet shark, like that's a big tank. Like there's a lot of things that,
Right. Because
Yeah.
some of this answer is going to be logistics, right? Like
Right.
the animal could be great, right? The animal could be the best pet ever. However, you got to clean up a bunch of shit.
Yeah. And then if you
You
say
gotta-
lion or cheetah, like it's just an oversized cat, like, like
Well,
right.
you also have to feed it steaks, right? It's just not practical
Right.
to have, maybe a large animal. And maybe for those people out here there listening, maybe it is practical for you and you have a butcher shop and that's just so great. Good for you. The average person cannot feed.
Travis, are you gonna go with the punching mantis or
No, I'm not going.
Is that what you're
I did think about it. I did think that the mantis shrimp would have been a good one, but that is a pet. You can buy them as pets, so I wasn't. I thought that was slightly
That's fair.
disqualified. It did pop into the noodle. Yeah, so I think whichever pet we go with, at the end of the day, will also have to not only be a good pet, but also logistically a good pet.
Well, okay, so here's where I struggle with it.
Mm-hmm.
Is I feel like there's a difference between domestication and like being able to train an animal to just do whatever the fuck you want. 'Cause,
And
like,
and that's and when I say
like-
domesticate, that's kind of what I know. Like cows are domesticated. I mean,
that's what I'm thinking.
domesticated and obedience-ness, whatever that word is. So like a dog or a cat. I know you can't train a cat like you can train a dog, but you can train a cat to go into a litter box, and you can train them to do other things. So that's what I mean by domesticated. If
Alright,
you
I'll go
could do
first
it,
then.
assuming you can do it, which would be
Yeah.
the best. Yeah.
And I think, well, because I had a couple on mine
Are we relying on our individual training abilities or like
No. Just the ability
in
to
general.
train. Like
because if
if
so, the answer to that is 0 pets.
yeah, no, I'm saying if, and I'm just this is not the right answer.
Sure.
If a fly could be trained and domesticated,
That would be awesome.
right? That would be that would be an acceptable answer. Would be the right answer, but it would be an accepted answer.
They only live
Drew,
like
you were saying?
24 hours. That'd be really hard to train that thing in that long.
Right?
Okay. I am going to go with octopi then.
Okay.
Ooh.
That was a thought, definitely.
Yeah. I had a couple others, but I feel like if we're really training it to like be able to do things and
Mhm.
also like just be a pet, like you don't need that big a tank for an octopus. They can
Depends on
live
the
out of
octopus,
water
but yeah.
for like 60 minutes.
Mhm.
So you could train it to like do some cool shit outside of water. And they're just stupidly smart already for being basically rubber. So yeah, that's it. And they can change like colors and they can get into really small areas and like
Some
there's all those
are venomous though and could
that's fine.
murder you.
Yeah, or
Just
murder
wouldn't
other
be allowed on the
people.
couch, you know?
No octopus on the couch. No. Down.
Watch out for Gary.
Gary. Gary's a snail. Can't do Gary. Different name.
Watch out for Terrence.
Terrence, down. Leave it. Leave it. Good boy,
Don't
Terrence.
sting the guest.
Put those tentacles away. Get back in your tank. I had octopus on my list too. I am kind of lazy, so I did not want to have the additional task of cleaning a tank. I know you can have like filters and self-cleaning things, and I know that's all out there. It just seems like a lot more to do than something like a dog, right? Where I can just let her go outside. I have a fenced backyard. She can just run around and come back. It's great. I'm gonna go red panda.
I do love a good red panda.
It's a red panda. They're small-ish, right? They're a medium-sized animal, kind of, maybe like 40, 50 pounds, somewhere in there. I'm not sure. Smart enough. I'm not looking for, predictability in terms of who's going to win the Super Bowl like some octopus can do. And I just need something fun. I need something that's going to be like my dog and love me when I come in back into the house, right? I need that feeling in an animal. And I don't think an octopus would give that to me, right? It might be real smart, but it's probably more cat-like than it is dog-like, and I'm not a cat person. So I think a red panda, I could probably feed it. I could probably train it to go outside. I could probably play with it. It might bite me a little bit, and that's okay. I'm here for it. I'll bleed a little bit for a red panda. That's fine. I'll train it out of her. They're adorable.
Two things on it. The typical adult red panda weighs something anywhere between 8 and 17 pounds.
Oh, wow. They're
So
a
you're
lot
talking
smaller than
like,
I thought.
like smallish cat.
You're right.
And
I thought they were bigger than that.
maybe
okay.
one of my favorite videos of all time ever on the internet is the panda getting scared by the
so good.
zookeeper and falling over backwards. Every time I see it, it cracks me the fuck up. Because they're not bears, right?
I think they are.
I can't remember what family they're in, but
I'm
they're a
looking it
lot
up.
smarter than actual pandas.
Right. Because actual pandas are dumb.
There's no reason they shouldn't be extinct. They're so dumb. But yeah, they're so cute. I love them so much.
Although I would also really love a dumb panda as my pet. Like while we're on that, just talk about happy to see you. Just a big.
There are the panda videos, just normal panda videos are hilarious too.
Red pandas, not pandas. Panda apparently is an Asian term, a Nepali word for panya, meaning bamboo eater. So really it's just they eat bamboo is the word panda. But like taxonomy wise, they're not a bear. And they're also not a raccoon. They might belong. There's like a small chance they belong in the bear family, but it's like no one really knows where red pandas should fall in the taxonomy tree. And I think there's enough evidence for the purposes of this conversation to say that they're a bear, and it would be dope to have a bear in my house.
But yes, I was thinking about bear too, but
yeah. I almost went sun bear, which is like the smallest normal bear, which is like 100 pounds or so. But I was like, nah, I want that red panda because that would be cool. They're fluffy.
If
Yeah,
we're going full,
I'm team red panda / bear.
yeah, I like red panda.
Yes.
And I feel like they're so cute. I want one so bad.
Speaking of cute animals, I almost went with quokka,
I do look quokkas.
capybaras.
Capybaras are like giant guinea pigs to me.
Yeah,
I don't
but they're
really.
they're cute.
They're
But
cute. Yeah.
they didn't make my number one. But I was like, I considered them. And kangaroo would kind of be like a gray kangaroo, not the red ones
I don't
that are
fuck with
like
kangaroos, dude.
not the giant ones that are like
They're too
all
jacked.
swole. No, that's the red kangaroo. The gray one is the one you see at the zoos that are just like chilling on the ground. And yeah, if you get kicked by one, it's gonna hurt real bad. But like they're only 2.5, 3 feet tall.
Mhm.
So it's like ow versus I have a broken rib, you know. So a gray kangaroo probably would be pretty chill considering I've like seen very chill gray kangaroos, and I feel like it'd be very easy to take care of. And they'd just be hopping around, you know, or what's Rocco? A wallaby. Wallaby might be better than wallaby. That's the one.
Like small kangaroos.
Yep.
I had fennec fox on there, Rick. So I
Yeah.
did the fox family was in there. I just like those big old ears.
Drew, cover your ears for a second. Cover your ears. Rick, I had spider on my list
So,
because
spiders and I are actually good nowadays. We're all right.
What? You're not deathly afraid of spiders anymore?
We had a come to Jesus moment. I don't know, like 5 years ago.
Okay.
I'm not gonna let one crawl on me.
Sure.
but
Yeah. Wait.
I got some spider bros in my house. and
Derail
they-
the rest of the podcast. This seems
they
like a
take care of my
significant
plants.
life change that we should have been.
Yeah,
talk
I don't
about.
know. For some reason, Rick, I substituted it with an irrational fear of heights that I can't get over for some reason. I don't
First
know
of
why.
all,
They just,
heights are scary. So let's not say that it's an irrational.
it's more like a vertigo thing than anything. But yeah, spiders and I are all right, man. We're as long as they stay in their space.
Okay.
They'll come into my space.
So a
and
respectable distance,
Yeah.
though. We're still.
It's more the fact
deep-
I respect what they do for a living.
And that's why spiders was like again, didn't make my number one, but I was like, if I could train a spider to like put up webs strategically throughout my house to catch insects, that would be dope. That would be real cool.
I'm not gonna keep one as a pet. Absolutely not.
Yeah, no.
But I meant but a domesticated.
I'll just pay for that
you can-
service. Have someone.
Yeah, I know, but like, I don't know. I thought.
I mean, yes, it would be that idea would be dope, but would it be dope enough to have a spider pet live in my home?
If I could train it to go specifically after bugs, that I was like,
that's what I'm saying.
There's a fucking roach over there. Go get it.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe. I don't know.
Listen,
Yeah.
Nick Jonas,
talk about it.
Nick Jonas, the orb weaver that lived outside my window that caught all the sorts of bugs. I did name all of my orb weavers after the Jonas brothers. Nick was outside my window. I watched him go from like a little itty bitty orb weaver to a massive fucking like hand-sized one, and I would like watch him shed his skin. I was like, hey man, he was outside the window, so I just got to see it he would drop down and like catch it. It was so cool to watch. It was awesome because there's like a pane of glass between us, but still, it was like, this could be so cool if it was like he was my buddy, and I kind of wanted him to be my buddy at the time. And the Bugman came, and I was like, hey, by the way, there's a bunch of orb weavers. They're cool. And he like got rid of all of them. I was so mad. I was so mad. We had so many. We had like 10 or 12 orb weavers around our house. And after he left, they were all gone. I clearly did not communicate that well.
Luckily, they don't clean the eaves of my complex all that often. So outside my front door, there's like 4 gigantic webs.
They're so cool.
And they chill out there. They're cool.
All right, so we're going with red panda. Red panda.
Yes.
Yep. I'm here for it.
All right, red panda. Next, that is going to be the next domesticated animal out there. It's going to happen. We're all going to get red.
Can you imagine having a red panda like draped around your neck, just walking along with you
I'd pay to watch that.
and chill? but they're super chill.
I'd be a fan of that.
I've watched that video of the one falling over like 4 times since we talked about it.
I would pay to watch that as a fan. Maybe only a fan.
I mean, it's maybe your best one tonight, but
Yeah, it's not good.
that's not
It's not good. It's a real low bar.
I feel like Instagram is just the niche OnlyFans.
You think Instagram is the niche? We just jumping right in. We didn't. There's no setup. Rick's just going.
I thought we
for it.
already did the same.
No, not really. But
No,
it's
we didn't.
fine.
Oh, it's
Yeah,
totally
kind.
fine.
It's kind. Rick, so you think Instagram is niche OnlyFans? Please explain.
I mean, from
We
a
have much-
perspective of someone who doesn't have Instagram, it just seems like
We have
What's-
much different Instagram.
it's just the weirdest thing.
Yes.
Like, but I don't know.
My Instagram is dogs and cocktails and food.
Exactly.
How is that part of OnlyFans?
Well, I'm assuming that none of us are gonna be like, well, I don't know. Maybe we're taking the city creepy way. I don't know. Like I really like to see the big toe, and that's what gets me going.
I
It
will
might-
say doing
It might.
It
I will
might.
say doing research for this and seeing some of the things that people ask for on
Oh, boy.
OnlyFans
How
was
was
like,
that?
whoa, yeah, it was a lot. There are probably 99% of them I would not put on the podcast.
Oh yeah, but like, I
I
mean,
feel like a Segway OnlyFans would be something that I would invest in.
I would make so much money,
Mm,
so much,
mm.
just by volume alone. Sheer volume, accuracy by volume. But seriously, I do have. I thought a lot about this.
Go.
I
Lay it
thought a
on me,
lot.
Daddy.
Yeah, I really like. I didn't do a whole lot of research in terms of like searching on the internet. I just thought of like, what do people want? What do people like? What do people enjoy? Because at the end of the day, that's what OnlyFans is about: is being a fan of something that might be a little sexual. But the Japanese have a saying that
This is just Travis digging a hole deeper and deeper. and
no, this is
deeper.
good. This is good. It's fine. It's good. The Japanese have a saying that the misfortune of others tastes like honey. Imagine a full 10-minute video of a super douchey guy in an expensive BMW who can't parallel park. Imagine a corrupt CEO just like tripping over his words in a board meeting for a full hour and 9 minutes. Or like a Karen just getting locked out of her house in the pouring rain. Gentlemen, I introduce the Schadenfreude OnlyFans page. People getting off to other people's misfortunes.
Didn't want to memorize the Japanese slogan for that.
I'm not trying to pronounce. I can't speak Japanese. I'm not about to do that. I had it translated.
Into
I speak-
German?
And no, Schadenfreude I can do because of Avenue Q. And that's the only reason why I can spell Schadenfreude is because of Avenue Q. But the
Makes you a
Japanese
better
have in
place.
their culture, and it's very similar. I can't pronounce the word, but it essentially means the misfortune of others tastes like honey. And that's my OnlyFans page. That's my niche.
So reinstating America's Funniest Home Video, essentially,
But like,
because that's essentially what that was.
no, because
Without
America's Funny
jumping over it, I guess.
America's Funniest Home Videos was personal to the people who recorded it. This could be
fair.
personal to the people who are subscribing. Like,
All right, that's fair. Okay.
How are you gathering your content for this?
I'm an actor playing the role in all of these situations.
Okay.
I know it was like this is a stretch because it's like, how do you create a channel?
I'm here for it.
But I'm like, pretend I'm your boss and I'm getting fired because I did XYZ. I sexually assaulted someone and now I'm getting fired. And
That escalated quickly.
yeah, right? You don't get to see the sexual assault.
It's a different
But-
website.
different page. It's just a video of me getting confronted by HR and getting fired by HR, and I am your boss. That's my OnlyFans page.
If I had to do the creation, boy. Okay.
It could just be me. I'll go to the BMW dealership and say, hey, can I take this for a test drive? Set up a camera and just fail at parallel parking for like 20 minutes.
Or drive it through the showroom.
Or drive it through the showroom. My subscribers would pay for it and be like, oh, sorry, here's 20 grand for your windows. That's fine.
It'd be nice.
Yep. I'm going Schadenfreude. What else? What do you guys got? Niche OnlyFans.
I don't know if we've talked about this before, especially on the podcast, but are you guys aware that you can buy a 55-gallon drum of water-based natural lubricant on Amazon?
I am actually aware of that.
And have it delivered to your house by tomorrow morning.
I don't know if you told me that, but I do know that.
And I mean, it's relatively expensive. It's like $1,200.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
But
for what it is,
but
it's
affordable.
not expensive.
It's attainable, is what it is. You
Exactly.
can get it.
And the fact that I could have it here by 8 a.m. tomorrow morning. So my OnlyFans is taking that 55-gallon drum of lube and having different scenarios where it just gets dumped on me.
Okay.
Like in a convertible.
Mhm.
And you just fill it up while I'm in it, or put it in a dunk tank and
Okay.
have people pay money to, like, at tier 1 you get just Joe Schmo, and at tier 5 you get an MLB player.
Oh,
trying to
okay.
bank
You're
me in
getting
it.
other people. Okay, you're not acting.
Yeah.
Got it.
So I'm the one in the dunk tank getting dunked into lube.
Right. So you're recreating Nickelodeon slime with lube.
Yeah, kind of.
Okay. Preying on people's nostalgia. I like that. You could dye it green. Be real easy.
Mhm. Or any color they want, honestly. If they're,
Oh, yeah,
I mean,
that's
there's a
right.
number. Except for glitter. I don't do glitter.
That's fair. That's a hard line. No glitter.
No glitter. Nope.
What would someone have to pay for you to get into the drum of slime? Because that's where I thought you were
Ooh.
going with it.
I mean, I would do that for free, but if I were going to charge just for the experience, I think that'd be fun.
Well, you could do it for free by yourself, but for someone to take home,
yeah,
we
for someone
need-
to have the video content of
For
me
our
doing it.
listeners out there, we are going to start a Kickstarter to buy a $1,200 bear 55-gallon drum so Drew can experience being just sitting in a drum of lube.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm here for it. I mean, like $200 per person.
Okay. Yeah, a person. That's a lot. That's steep.
I only need
Yeah.
6 people to
Yeah.
pay for the barrel.
how
Okay.
long is that video? Like a 30-second clip? What was it?
I think we do a tier system, and you could watch it live stream,
Okay.
and you pay by the hour. And
Wow.
I'll stand
Damn.
there up to 8 hours. I don't care. We'll figure something out.
Okay. That's a steep price, but I think there are people out there that would watch you just
6 people in the entire world.
I would pay for that
epic.
just to have you endure 8 hours of sitting in the loop. Like, no, I paid for this. You stay there.
don't sit
I'm okay
down.
with
I
that.
want my money back.
That's right.
I think really the cleanup is going to be what costs the most money.
Yeah, probably. Well, it's water based, so it's
Mm-hmm.
just wash it away.
I think for me, I would take my an idea I had during COVID and put it into production. I would play my college football video game, and I would do the interviews, the post-game interviews, weekly press conferences as the coach. So I'd buy my gear, and then that would be my OnlyFans, where people could have pressers with the current head coach of New Mexico State, Rick Mattison, in the 2023 season. Talk about the upcoming game. Post-game interviews would be fun. I'd laugh.
How are people gonna get off on that?
There's some weirdos out there, Travis.
I don't. I think that's just a YouTube channel.
Yeah, maybe.
That's not
But-
OnlyFans.
Oh, if we're
I don't think it necessarily. has
if people need to get off on
sexual.
it, I can put on provocative outfits.
There you
I can
go.
show them just my feet in the interview.
There you
Whatever you need me to.
What interviews?
You have a little
Okay.
helmet that goes over your
Yeah.
big toe.
Yeah,
That's
the pom poms.
that's the subject. Okay. I'm here. Yeah, one foot has a helmet, or one toe has a helmet. One toe has a headset. One toe has some pom poms. Yeah. You could do a whole you know what? Here it is, Rick. I got it. It is a entire game recreation using only feet.
Ooh,
That's your channel. That's your
right.
your only. Oh yeah. That would sell.
I could do. Yeah, I could do that. Yeah.
I like it. I like that one. That one's good. We're not picking anything tonight. We're just brainstorming ideas. We're just
Got to bring it to the drunk tape in a future episode.
the drunk tank. Exactly. Yes. It could have been a drunk tank episode, but we only have 3 of us, so it's fine. Any other OnlyFans ideas? Niche OnlyFans ideas?
I don't know. I don't want to get too weird with anything. I had one
I want you to get weird.
where it's just a live cast of me living like in a prairie house,
Okay.
doing like old timey things,
Like from Parks and Rec.
yeah, exactly.
Yep.
But
Okay.
it's a 24-hour live stream of me
Yep.
living like that. Hopefully with Patton Oswalt, because that would be
That would make it
amazing.
so, higher tier gets you Patton Oswalt.
But like I know where the cameras are, and that's the only technology. So like every once in a while, I'll be like churning butter, and I'll just look directly into the camera while I'm churning the butter,
Mm.
or like chopping wood and just like
Okay.
unbuttoning the shirt for it. Just make it like a sexy role play kind of thing. But it probably stinks because it's 1800s.
But like the sexiness ends at like maybe unbuttoning the shirt a little bit and then just going back to chopping wood. Like that's the extent of the, which is still sexy. I'm not saying it's not sexy, but there's like no sex involved.
You got to pay for the private.
Yeah.
Content.
Yeah. The only other one I had was there's some science behind like being in a life or death situation and like love feelings. And I was like, what if there was just like an extreme sports OnlyFans kind of thing where it's like, we're going to go skydiving naked or something like that, where it's like, oh, and like it's VR. So you put on the headset and you're like, oh God, I'm skydiving now. Something like that. I couldn't, that's why I didn't pick it as my number one. Is I was trying to like formulate it, but like finding just life or death situations to put people into that create that feeling of like, we're about to die, might as well do it. And I think people would pay for that.
I'm okay with it.
Yep. Real hot. What? You don't like my,
I hate you.
we
I
just
already
got,
hate you.
we're just talking only, we're not looking at OnlyFans. We could, so we're not like doing anything gross at this bar. Don't kick us out.
Oh, did Becca walk in? Oh, the bar. Okay.
Yeah, no, it's a last call transition.
No, I know.
You dick. Guys, it's time for last call. Guys, team, it's time for last call. Classic Would You Rather, but this time I went a little dark with it. You both looked up at the exact same time. That was awesome. There's 3 of us, so we're just gonna go Drew and then Rick. You guys ready? Don't care. Drew, would you rather lose the ability to speak or speak, but everything you say is brutally honest and hurtful?
Oh, lose the ability to speak.
Rick?
Rick's like,
My brain just
one of those already exists. For Rick, so-
right,
Right.
Controlled, alt deleted. I don't know. Give me my
Right.
current existence. Give me the
The speaking. Got it. Yeah. Drew, would you rather know the date of your death or know the cause of your death?
Ooh, date for sure.
Date. Rick's
Yeah,
nodding his head
yeah, give me
in
date as well.
agreement. Drew, would you rather be alone for the rest of your life or constantly surrounded by annoying people?
Alone. I'm
Yes.
way too much of an introvert.
Alone and
Alone for me as well.
Drew, would you rather kill someone and live with the guilt, or be killed and have your loved ones live with the grief?
Probably kill.
Yeah, I guess I would rather kill somebody than be killed myself.
Okay, fair enough.
Although my
Drew-
funeral is gonna be real fun.
Yeah, for sure. Drew, would you rather lose all of your past memories or never be able to make new ones?
Oh.
Yeah. I like this one a lot.
Didn't expect to feel today, Travis.
Right?
Not make new ones? It's a hard choice, but yeah.
Yeah. Rick?
I think I would have to lose my past ones.
Okay. You don't love us. That's fine.
It's not what I said.
No, that's what you said.
It's not what I said.
Drew, would you rather be haunted by a ghost for the rest of your life or be possessed by a demon for the rest of your life? Oh, I'm sorry.
Haunted. Still haunted.
Rick?
Just give me the month.
Month. Just get it over with.
Yeah.
Okay. Drew, would you rather accidentally kill someone and have no one know, or be falsely accused of killing someone and have everyone believe it? Yeah. Dark. Morbid.
I just don't think there's any coming back from everybody believing it. So accidentally kill somebody.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm the same.
You can just internalize it and take a human life. That's fine.
Well, in that scenario, I wouldn't be taking it. You know, I accidentally did it. So.
Yeah, it wasn't.
Yeah.
If it was an accident.
So yeah,
You're
I could.
right,
I could.
you're right.
I could sleep at night.
You're right. Drew, would you rather be trapped in a room filled with spiders for an hour or a room full of snakes for an hour?
I would snakes. I would do that for free. Absolutely.
Rick, snakes or spiders?
Give me the spiders.
Spiders. Awesome.
I said we have a begrudging respect for each other. Not that I want to be in a room with them.
I appreciate that. Just a quick recap.
We're
Drew,
going to talk about the memories one. after
yeah,
the
we'll
recap.
get there. Hold on.
Mhm.
Drew, you said you'd rather lose the ability to speak than be brutally honest and hurtful. And hurtful is the keyword there.
Yeah, well,
Because that's your only choice.
Yeah, it's the and hurtful, and I feel like I'm okay at nonverbal communication as it is. So I don't think that would be, even if there was a different option, like if hurtful wasn't on the second option, I still feel like I would rather do that.
Okay. And Rick, you're just used to hurting people, so it's fine. As a no-brainer. You both chose rather know the date of your death versus the cause of your death.
Yeah, because if I'm going to die by a car, like it's going to take me a minute to be like, all right, do I really want to get in the car today? Like I ain't doing that every day. Like I would rather just know when it's happening versus if I know I'm dying in a plane crash, be like, I have to psych myself out to get on it this time.
But
See,
so that go ahead.
I took the opposite thought on it, Rick, of if I know what it's going to be and it's boring as fuck, I don't like that. Whereas if I know the date, I could engineer something real cool.
Potentially, but what if something else happens like on that date that messes? I mean, I like your thought
yeah,
process.
that's fine.
I would, to me, boring or not, like, I would rather know for sure it's happening than like,
Yeah. I still want to know when it's happening because I think then I could be like, all right, at least I'm safe for the next 30-ish years, and I could do something really cool to go out with a bang.
And I'm calling Taylor Swift the night before just to see, be like, hey, I'm about to die today. Travis is
I know you've been with Kelsey for like 30 years now, but
right. Just just some oysters,
I think I would have to go of the two. I don't know when I want to die, but of the two, I think I would also agree because I would like Rick, to your point, if I'm gonna die via car crash, now I would be paranoid every time I get in the car, right? I would still have to be able to take a car because of XYZ. There are also
and then
be things that I would die from that are just unavoidable,
Right.
which would be if that was the case, then it would be like, oh, actually that's fine. Like if I'm gonna die from
cancer,
pancreatic cancer, it's like, oh, okay. Like I'm just gonna keep living my life as it is. Like it has no impact on my life.
I will say though, if somebody were to be like, well, you're gonna die in space, I want to know what journey I went on
fuck yeah.
to get there.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
but even if you know the date, you're gonna die in space anyway. And now you've ruined the ending. That's kind of where I'm at, is you're kind of ruining the ending of how you die if you know how you die, not when you die. Of the two.
Yeah, I mean both
Either one is good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's talk memories.
See, hard choice to me, like the ability to stop making memories is almost worse than starting over. Only in this, and I get, and in a sense, it's technically like if you really some psychologists out there is like it's really the same thing. But
I get what you're saying.
Like, yeah, that's why I would pick that, because I don't remember like a sweet guy trip we had. It's like, oh, well, y'all are still my friends. Let's go do other things. Versus like if I did it and didn't remember it happening, I'm not doing 50 first dates the rest of my life. I'm not doing it.
No, and
I don't want to wake up every day next to Adam Sandler not remembering how he got there.
No, give me the vow. I'd much rather Channing Tatum and just remember and not remember how I got there. So
I took this as, okay, from this point in my life, any new memory I make I will remember, right? I can only remember new memories.
Right. Same.
Versus I forgot everything. However, I think that it's all. I feel like you guys could probably relate to this because we've been friends for 80 years. It's hard. It's harder to make friends as an adult. It's harder to have more fun experiences as an adult, especially for me who have 2 kids. And it's like, that's kind of like my life now. I would be very upset if I couldn't make new memories as well, but like with my children, but also over the past 80 plus years, there's a lot of foundation I've built into who I am and like how I function as a person. And that would be very difficult for me to let go. Like,
I get it.
I think push comes to shove, yeah, I'd want to be able to make new memories, but that's like 51 out of 49. It's like real close. Because
that's fair.
Like,
I mean, both options would suck, but
because I'm assuming if I forgot everything, I don't know you guys, right?
I mean, it happened right now. Like, we would have an introduction moment.
We know you.
Right. But like, I don't have that connection with you. And to be fair, Drew, the first memory I have of you, not a great one. You didn't do anything bad. It was like, oh, who's this douche? It was like,
it's finally coming out.
Yeah.
It's finally.
That's the thing. I think it was you. It was, I went over to Rick's house and we were all like walking around his neighborhood. Rick's 2 friends were there. I assume it was you and Danny. I don't know if that's true, but then you guys like left us, the other group of us, at like a park or like a playground or something at the top of the neighborhood. And the 3 of you just like sprinted back to your house, took a shortcut that none of us knew about. And the rest of us kind of just like walked the long path around back to your house.
I vaguely remember that.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
vaguely remember that
at all, but that doesn't mean
you may have not been there.
I don't know
Drew.
who the characters were in that story.
Right.
But I vaguely remember that.
But in my mind, it was you and Danny. There's no actual evidence to support that other than you and Danny knew Rick before I knew Rick, and you were his 2 semi-weird friends that like, why are they here with our high school band friends? I don't know. So that's my first memory of you, whether or not it was true, you know. So I beat you again for the
And I would
next
hate to lose that memory.
That you don't know is true or not, and has
I would
informed
hate
our
to
entire
relive-
relationship.
I would hate to relive that memory and be like, "Who's this douche?"
But I guess
Taking
it
a
worked. You know, Drew, you did something right. So
Yeah, I don't know.
That's stuck in your
potentially
mind for
Drew.
sure.
You know,
50-50.
The hypothetical Drew.
50-50 might have been me.
it's almost like Dream Drew. Mad. Travis is been mad about
The
Dream
only
Drew.
reason I'm calling bullshit on that is because I knew Rick's neighborhood like the back of my hand,
Yeah,
and I don't remember any shortcuts like that in his neighborhood.
there was a park at the top, or not a park, but like a swing set at the top of the.
Yeah, we went up to the
Yeah, it was
pool.
the pool.
swing
That's
set.
what it was.
Yeah.
And then you guys were like, "All right, we'll see you later." And then Rick +2 just like sprint off, and I think it was me and Ben plus some other girls that were like, "What the fuck did they just do? Like, why are they so weird?" And just ran back to the house for no reason. And we're like, "All right, we'll just walk back." And we just walked back. It was like me, Ben, and like James Bernone.
It was a
knows that
weird
name.
crew.
Yeah,
I
weird
want to
crew.
feel like Mark Kelly might have even been there that night.
Yes,
Ooh.
yes. Mark Kelly may have been there for sure. Him and oh my god, who was the other?
Was it Alex?
Alex
No,
Smith
he could have been.
or-
No, well, he may
No.
have been the Drew character. I don't remember. But
I think that
I'm
was
not
too early
saying
in our life for Blake, but it might have been.
I
Blake.
think
It
we need to
wasn't
take
Blake.
the me out of this tentative person.
no, it was you. It was totally you. I associate you with that, and it's never leaving. It's you and Danny in my mind forever because I feel like that's the first time I ever met
That's
you
hilarious.
guys, and that's
Honestly, it
a formative
yeah,
memory.
100% could have been
That's
me.
fantastic.
Yeah, it's totally fine because I didn't think Rick had any other friends besides you and Danny. Because I was like, oh, he's got a couple others, but who would want to be with us? Who would want to be friends with this weird kid who walked on his toes
Yeah,
I don't
no,
know.
yeah, I get it.
and long flowing mane?
Rick was so fast back then.
He's so fast. Probably is still kind of fast, a little bit. I just
Unusually fans walking on my toes.
the only time I was faster than Rick was when he had surgery and I was pushing him around to get us off.
It's an underappreciated time, you know? Like
Great. One of the best semesters of my life. Just you would drive to my house, somehow hobble into my car.
how long did you make that handicap sticker work, by the way?
Dude, it was like a month. It was not long. For those of you listening, Rick had surgery on his calves our freshman year of college, first semester. He then transferred to a different college. And I was his driver for the first semester. So I kept his handicap sticker because there were no handicap spots at the college he went to. So he couldn't use it. So I was like, I'm going to use this. It was good through like February. So January, I was good. February, like 2nd. I don't remember the exact date, but it expired the day after. I tried like the whiteout trick my mom told me to do. Sorry, Debbie. And I like changed the year to get another year out of it. I got a ticket immediately.
Dang.
That day. I was like, God damn it. And I wasn't like, I didn't see any officers. Like, well, I was like, how do they know my car? They just,
Because they know there's only like 4 people on campus that use handicap stickers, and they're like,
Right.
Who's this guy?
and they're like, who's this? I know this car. I'm writing down the date. Oh, look, the date changed by a year, and there's some weird Sharpie on it. Got it. Here's the ticket. Don't do that shit. And I paid the fine. I didn't do it again. But yeah, I got like a month extra out of it. And parking, to be fair, parking at Kennesaw was awful. Awful. Terrible. Anyway,
We went off a small rabbit hole there.
I liked it. It was good. Guys, if you are still listening to this podcast, there's a link in the description of the podcast. If you want to click on it, and if you want to support the podcast, that would be fantastic. It would help us pay for more drinks. It would help us pay for new equipment. It would help us pay for a lot of other dope stuff. And just remember, this is our podcast.